Right. Hi, Justin.
Hi,
Hi,
Justin.
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 So, who would
Wait,
like to give a recap of last session?
Justin's still here?
that didn't happen last session.
Don't worry about that part.
I could give the recap.
You were the fighty man.
Hey, everyone was the fighting man last session.
Nobody was fighting last session.
Yeah, that was 2 sessions ago.
Was
Last
it?
session was just
What did last
chilling.
session start with?
The last session started with the fight had just ended.
Gotcha.
What you guys don't
I
watch
can
the
still
show?
do this. Yes. So we had murdered giant geary demon boy, and Lady Hikaru was like, "Yes, you're the best. You're the greatest." And then we walked off stage. Before that, Clara, if this is still last session, if not, someone just kick me out. Clara made the lunar demon a thrall, by giving it some of her blood, and it knew what to do with it, so it just went ahead and um. Then we exited out to go and get our winnings. So we did that, got some money. People were angry and stuff like that. But then we went to the armory because several of us wanted like upgrades slash just to stay together. I was told I can keep the greatsword, and also we were told that we could like get like custom armor and stuff like that. I got half plate. Some other people got some other different armors and stuff like that.
You have. Oh, you're not done.
No. Um, So yeah, we were there for a while, and then while we were there, basically, I forget was it Kai?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Kai that was like told me to, like make like a little bit of a scene. So I was like trying to like keep everyone's attention, and while that was happening, he went and met with the dude whose name I forget.
Delancre.
Delancre. No.
Yeah,
Yes.
Delancre.
Yes, Delancre. And met with him like over in the corner, gave us a bunch of details. Um, what were the details? I
We
forget.
gotta go get the magic artifact. Hikaru's starting a holy war, and we've gotta go get a fucking tongue.
Yes, yes. So yeah, so Hakara and her sister are both going to fight over this artifact, and then we are going to swoop in and just nab it, and then
Yeah.
have it, and then maybe give it to the Demir, I guess, which we'll see about that. um, but yeah, so that's an interesting little situation we're in. Um, I think Clara also partially was like, wait a minute, my mommy sounded like bad guy for a second, talking about reviving Lord Rakdos and stuff. Um, and then, uh, yeah, and then Clara beat a bunch of people in the drinking contest, and then Tavro just took a cask and went to the garden to wait for his concert.
Yeah, Clara beat a lot of people in the drinking contest. So,
Yeah.
honestly, pretty solid recap. So, at this point, I believe you were heading off to the gardens to put on your concert with the Grim Jesters. Is there anything
Yeah,
anybody else would like to do other than that?
I would like to corner drunk Clara and demand her to cast a spell on me.
That sounds
you
kind of
sure?
problematic.
Yes. Clara, could you be a doll and cast Identify on me?
Oh, what, Mr. Fox?
The spell Identify.
Um, I think I can learn that. Hold on. She takes a really deep breath. And is going to do. Where is it?
Somewhere on your
Hello?
sheet, probably.
Whoa,
Unless you
where?
haven't added it.
Well, I
It's a
have to
first
use
level spell.
my. No, I have to use my, this.
Yes. Ah.
Oh no. To be clear, you're fucking blasted. The roll you're making to see if this functions right is at disadvantage.
Yeah, I figured that.
Check it out.
Clara, that fancy artifact, are you gonna need help doing that?
Oh, Mr. Fox, this is very advanced scientific advancements here.
Clara, you're illiterate.
But I know how to use this thing. Kind of.
Clara, I have spells that can guide you in using this. It's not that I question your know-how. I just question. Well, sometimes fate doesn't smile upon you.
Well, maybe you should help me, I guess. Can you turn your sensitivity down?
Try speaking.
Okay, so I need to make a Arcana check.
With disadvantage because you're blasted.
Yes.
It's a skill check, right?
It is a
Yeah.
skill check.
Then I can cast guidance on that.
You can, so you can add a d4 to this.
Connor, can you add guidance to any roll?
No, just ability checks.
Because
Oh yeah.
I pass.
I meant like any like non-attack roll.
You do pass. Yeah, because you needed a 11, right?
Wow.
Yes. I think. Twice the level, so I needed a 12.
12.
So Clara's just like, okay. And she's like, beep boop, I don't know exactly what this thing does, and she kind of like flips it around a few times and then goes, and just like screams and casts Identify.
Wait,
Yeah.
Brian, do that again.
No.
Do it again. It's still your old token when you grow.
No, because it's behind mine. That one was already here, and I can't get rid of it. And for some reason, that's the one that grows. There we are. Yeah.
Yeah,
I cast Identify on Fox.
Yeah, so two things. One, yeah, you start like playing around with this device. You're like swaying and swerving. And Fox, you're expecting like you've seen Identify rituals go off before. You know that it's like usually like you have like a magnifying glass, you look it over clearly, you start prodding at the weave around it. She takes this apparatus on her arm, cranks a few things while stumbling. Lightning starts coursing down her arm, and she just holds it up to your chest. And second, Clara, you're drunk. You're looking at this man in his armor, covered in tattoos. What do you see when you look at Fox?
I don't know. What do I see when I look at Fox?
No, this is a purely
nice
roleplay
piece of
question. What do you see when you look at Fox?
I see the fox with his weird thing with his eyes now, and he's in his normal clothing? Question mark?
Would you say that he is a simple piece of meat?
I mean, Clara would never eat him, but sure.
Well, the question is this. Identify cannot be cast on a creature, so how much do you
Yes, it can.
objectify Fox in this moment?
His brain is a
100%.
meat machine.
Quote. You choose
pretty
one
sure-
object in this touch throughout the casting. If it's a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you use its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges, blah blah blah. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay, I missed that. Okay.
Damn. Mans came with a receipt.
No, you are very right. I was only thinking of the first part of it where it was, target
Uh-oh.
one object.
Uh-oh.
So
Not
you
target frogs,
learn
target skin. That's an object.
once you flay them, yes. So you cast Identify
Drinking.
on Fox, and it's a little weird. I think this is actually the first time you've used your apparatus, so it's a little weird having like
Yep.
this interface in between. You're used to casting magic and having like the immediate feedback, but it's almost as if there's like this layer of separation. But you are able to see as multiple levels of divination magic and necromancy magic are on Fox. In terms of specific spells, it seems that he is currently being affected by 3 spells. One is a necromancy spell called Soul Claim. The second is a divination spell called Contact Elder Influence. And the third is a divination spell. It seems that he is being targeted by a scrying spell.
Got all that.
Yes.
Clara's too drunk to take any of that in. She just kind of says it and then immediately forgets it.
I have a question.
Yep.
I think this is up to DM interpretation, because the only line in the identify spell states that if you touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. Would you rule that that also tells you the level of the spell? Or is that too meta?
I would say you learn what the spells are. You don't necessarily like learn how to cast them, but you identify the spell. I would say that gives you the general information of it. Like, I'm not going to give you numbers, but like scrying, is, I believe that's a 5th level spell.
Yeah, that's 5th level.
Okay, it's more, I just didn't know if having the spell level is something that we would get as players, just because there are abilities that we also have as players that key off of different levels of spell.
Yeah, so Claim Soul is a 4th level spell. Scrying is a 5th level spell.
Okay.
Contact Elder Influence is a 7th level spell.
Is that something
You learn. Yes, that is something that you learn in-game.
Oh, no. That's no longer the issue. Is that something Clara can comprehend and share? I currently don't have this knowledge.
She had to roll an Arcana check as part of this. She passed with a 17. I will say that she may immediately forget it, but she has, like, it. You know when you're talking to, like, a drunk person who's really excited, and they start explaining things super quickly, and by the time you ask them to clarify, they have already forgotten what they were telling you, and they're on a different tangent. So you get all the details. They're a bit jumbled together, but you do get them.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. So that's good to know. Well, that being the case, since I guess that just happened because she used the apparatus for that, right?
She did.
I remember last time I was off doing something else, so I believe right about now is when wherever the two of them are, Escher would kind of just burst into the room, holding a large keg full of bluish-purple goo, sniff the air and go, "What was that? Did anybody else smell that? Like an ozony metallic type smell? Fox, was there lightning in here?"
Lightning's a bit generous to describe the machinations of our little green friend.
He just kind of comes over, sets this big-ass barrel down that he was dragging around, walks over to Clara, looks her up and down. It's you! Why do you smell
I-
like that? And you're glowing.
I-
Why?
I used the thingy.
Does that normally happen to her when she does that?
Well, I never used it. It was
Huh.
my first time, and I think I did pretty good.
Is everybody unharmed?
Yes. The sparks didn't do anything, thankfully.
No, well, that's peculiar, and the smell is at least fading, so it won't draw too much undue attention. Though she's still glowing a little bit. That's odd. Well, if you're not injured, carry on then with whatever you're doing. I have business to attend to.
Yes, yes, you attend to your business. I have things I must do.
Also, are the rest of them in the room, or is it just the two of them?
No, I'm in the garden.
Yeah, so this is like right after the drinking contests, so you can all split up as you want. I know Tavro was going to the garden. I think Fox said he kind of like grabbed Clara right as she left the room, like the bar area. I don't know where others decide to go. We're doing this theater of the mind. Where you are on the map doesn't matter
Okay.
right now.
Okay. And then yeah, he'll bumble off and just turn around and go, "Oh, and Fox, by the way, those new tattoos of yours, they're glowing again. Are they supposed to do that?"
I have no fucking clue.
And why are some of them so black? That's abnormal. Wait, hold on a second. Fox, how long did you say you've had these tattoos for?
Well, the one on my face and around my eye I've had since, well, I met you. The other ones came last
Yes,
night.
yes, but they didn't always do this, and he just makes some abstract gesture with his hands.
What's the wiggling? Yes, I believe we stopped that.
No, not that. The colors, the way they change and move like that. It's so abnormal.
Are they changing colors?
Can you? Yes, right now. Oh my. Oh,
Ignore that.
that's unsettling. How many of these do you have?
I just sort of like look all over my body and like peek under the armor plates, and I'm just like, I've lost count.
Do you mind if I'm a doctor. Let me take a look.
Are you about to strip him down in the hallway?
Oh my. Are they just in a hallway?
As I said, he grabbed Clara right as she stepped out, and then you were just a minute later because you were dragging out this keg filled with plasmoid person, so it was taking you a minute. So like you literally step right outside of the bar, and you just start being like, "Okay, clothes off."
Well, maybe not here, but
Gets me somewhere where you can do it while I cast some rituals. I have things to do.
yes, actually, that would be ideal. And bring her with us.
Little one.
Come now, Clara. I might need you to do something again.
Zach, can you delete Jerry too? I can't delete him. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay,
And,
I'm coming.
Yeah, if you want a like private place, you can head back to the bedroom. The second floor, it seems, is off limit to guests.
Okay.
All right. Are the rest of you heading with Tavro to the gardens?
I suppose that would be a good place to meditate on my next move.
All right. So, you all head to the gardens. Tavro, you lead the way, and you see the Yovas and his troop kind of setting back up as they've been playing downstairs in the fighting pits. After you called them down there, they were they stayed down there for a bit more time, just enjoying and playing and getting cheered on by the crowds as further fights continued. But it seems that they have wrapped that up, came back up to the gardens, and they're setting up right as you walk in. And as you do so, like, there's some like, pretty much everywhere you guys have been going, there have been, like, various little, like, cheers and whoops as you took down the automata demon, and you're met by the same, and, like, kind of in response to the whoops, Yovas looks up and sees you and goes, Tavro! Congratulations on your win!
2 wins, thank you very much.
Wins! Yes, of course!
Yes, thank you.
Have you come to watch us perform for someone other than you?
Well, I thought that we were going to be performing together at some point.
If you're still up for it, we would love to see how you can make the audience scream again.
Yes, of course. And unfortunately, having never been here before, the audience wasn't exactly close to the battlegrounds downstairs, but that means I didn't have to use my screaming down there. So I'm ready to go.
Very well. Let's finish. Give us a moment to finish setting up, and then let's blow the fucking roof off this place. And you see as they, like, continue pulling out some stuff now that they have, like, the stage all set up. Some of them are pulling out, like, torches to juggle, knives to swallow. One of them pulls out, it almost looks like a lute, but in the shape of an axe and with a straight neck, and it has 12 strings, and he plugs it into this metal box, and you're not really sure what's going on there, but he starts doing some sound checking, and it sounds very distorted. And you got the whole band setting up now. You got some drums. You got, like, a flute player in the back who now looks very out of place for some reason. And after a few minutes, like, the rest of the troupe is setting up while Yovas starts, like, playing up the crowd, hyping everything up. And now, as they wrap up and finish their sound checks, finish all the stage decorations, and some of the visual performers start to like, do their various acts of danger and intrigue, he kind of starts shouting, and welcome one and all to the performance of the Grim Jester troupe on this most wonderful of days at the war party of Hikara. Now, you all got a taste of what we can do downstairs, but I'm sure all of you have seen, or at least heard, of this man's exploits, taking on a Babao, one-on-one, taking on the automata demon leading his party, and now he's going to lead us in song as we play this fucking crowd. Welcome, on stage, Tavro!
Yeah, it's me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna, because basically, like, while they were, like, getting set up, I was just, like, resting on, like, the keg that I brought, and as I say that, I'm just gonna stand up, grab the keg, and run on stage, and just kind of, like, pose, I don't know, hold up a fist or something like that.
Yeah, and, like, they all love you from downstairs, so they're just excited that like the person who's been fighting demons downstairs is now going to be performing up here. They don't really know why you're going to be singing for them, but they don't care. This is exciting.
Hey, Zach, real quick. Kai is just off to the side of the stage. He is very intrigued at what is about to happen. He wasn't there for the first performance, but
That's
could
true.
I ready an action to remove the fear effect if I fail the save?
Yes. If you are feared, then you will immediately clear mind or pureness of mind or whatever it's called.
But I think it's stillness
Stillness
of mind,
of mind.
something like that.
Yeah, it's.
But yeah, I want
stillness of
to ready
mind.
that in case he does the mask.
All right.
How does one ready that action?
You just start breathing really slow.
Okay.
I know the mask has a magical fear property. If I feel my mind slip and start to feel fearful,
Do you know that?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a good question.
I've only used it the once, and you weren't there for it. I don't think you know. I think you have no idea what Tavro's about to do.
Yeah, but I like
Embrace
the idea.
fear.
I like the idea of Kai just starts clenching his brain.
What we'll say is you're off to the side and you're already thinking like, I need to meditate on some of the things we just learned. Fuck, Tavro's gonna be real loud. So you're just like, you're more. It's not that you're prepping against a fear effect. You're just like meditating a bit so that you like. You're like, hey, this is about to be loud and obnoxious, but I want to support my cow friend. So I'm going to be here, but I'm going to meditate so that it doesn't affect my thinking.
Let's go.
I don't know. I'm trying to fucking justify. A big cow screams and you shit yourself. Woohoo.
I mean, I don't have to ready the action. I know what magical fear feels like. I can just do the action within 6 seconds.
Yeah, I think this is more of like instead of readying it, this is you out of character saying if you get feared, you will stillness of mind.
So, yeah.
All right. Would anybody else like to do anything before the concert begins?
I'm not there.
Yeah, other than
Bring
Fox,
on the
Clara, and
concert.
Escher.
That's the rest of us.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Is Gideon here?
for ease's sake, I'm gonna say Gideon went with the others because I don't want to roleplay for him.
Fair.
Character agency is important. I'm not taking that away from my friend. Fuck you. Yeah.
Hey, fuck you, friend.
Yeah, so Tavro, what's your performance look like?
So do they start like doing music?
Yeah, so like up until now it was kind of like generic like play on music. Like you know how like at the start of a thing like they'll do like the repetitive like licks of music where it's just like kind of in the background while they do like introductions and stuff.
Yeah.
So they've basically been doing that while you have your fist in the air, and you can kind of feel they're waiting on your cue. So they're just playing like generic intro repetitive music right now in like a hard rock style.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Quick question. I'm fine with either way. I'm just asking since they are related. When the worm heart lets me cast enlarge on myself, would that also count for the expertise and intimidation?
What is the expertise and intimidation from?
The Visage of the Writhing Prince. When I'm raging, I have expertise in intimidation.
Right. So what does that have to do with the worm heart? what's the tie that you're saying?
No, it's fine. I was more of just saying, I get big, be more intimidating since they're both from Korgath, but it's fine if they don't. It's completely fine.
Oh, so you're not gonna rage.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I could still get the benefit, then I'd enlarge myself so I could do it longer.
I will say that because it is another artifact of Korgath,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? You can have the expertise on the intimidation while enlarged by the Wormheart instead of just enlarged by the rage.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
But that will only apply to the scream check. You won't have normal expertise and intimidation from
yes, that is completely fine. Then yes, I will. Hold on. Okay. Yes, then I will cast Enlarge on myself. And once I finish like growing to large, I will then cast Thaumaturgy and basically just do like a regular like scream into the crowd and hope that Yovas picks that up and actually starts doing something.
Alright, yeah, so you kind of like have your fist up, the cheering's going, it starts to die down a little bit, you sense the crowd mellowing out, like waiting for it, and you just grow to twice your size and let out the first, this time non-magical, but you just like open up your mouth, you let out this, give me a performance check. How metal is this scream? And remind me, you were drunk under the table by Clara, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, is that when we were down there, they were, while we were in they drinking, they were still performing downstairs, so I was kind of hoping that, like, that's kind of why I was just, like, kind of, like, sitting there on the keg that I brought, waiting while they were getting set up to hopefully sober up a smidge.
Give me a Constitution saving throw first to see if you are affected by the alcohol.
Yes. Normal? Yes. Yes, I am.
You are, like, you sobered up enough that you can do this? Did you sober up enough that you can do this well? Give me a performance check. With disadvantage.
Yes. This is already just kind of up to God. Because I have +0 in this.
What, you didn't save your inspiration for this?
No.
God says no.
A 6, baby!
So you know that video where it's the Mudvayne music video, and then after all the
That is
play on, he just goes,
exactly what I was picturing.
So that's kind of
Yeah,
what happens.
Yeah, and then, so it's after that, Tavro's literally just gonna, like, is there, like, no, I don't need a mic, I have thaumaturgy. Tavro's basically, like, gonna, like, out loud, like, while, like, thaumaturging, just be like, wait, hold on, that's not right, and then do the, fuck, what's it called? The shriek.
And you're thaumaturging to triple your voice, right?
Yes.
Fuck it, for this one time, we're tripling the range on that too, for the screech.
Yeah, so I'm basically just trying to target as many in the audience as possible.
With the
Why are
tripled
you-
thaumaturgy and them not being prepped for combat, I'm saying this is affecting the entire room. Give me that intimidation check.
Well,
As, like-
it's a DC on their part.
Oh, against your intimidation, right?
Yes, it's a wisdom saving throw on everyone in the room.
Time to start
So-
rolling.
What's the DC?
DC 16.
Alright. There are, like, kind of there's 4 groups of people in there, pretty much, other than the band and Kai. So, the band knows exactly what's gonna happen. They have prepared. Kai, I need you to give a wisdom saving throw, which I'm gonna do for you because you're driving.
Please.
Fail.
Kai is fucking Kai, you hear the first one, and like, someone in the crowd goes like, "Go back to the fighting pits," and then, like, you're kind of like, "Yeah, that was kind of disappointing." And then this blood-curdling screech comes out as Tavro's face and jaw unhinge, and these multiple like pallid worms come with humanoid faces reach out of his now gaping maw and let out a series of resounding shrieks that seem to pierce you to your core. You have never felt such fear before. Since you can't see, you got a nat 2.
Nice.
Resulting in a 4. You do stillness of mind and catch yourself a few seconds later, but you are not ready
Yeah, I feel
for
like
that.
I would be like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, try to turn away and then shake it off and look back and try to actually analyze what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and to be clear, like, the first time Tavro did this, like, once he realized that the fucking faces started coming out, he tried to, like, hold it back. This time, no, he's just letting it do it and be horrifying.
So, the first group of people in there
Get a 5.
get a 5, and these are like the normal people who have been around. Like, these are the various like goblins and humanoids, basically all of the like Winlot commoners who have come to the war party, and they are like, at first it's like like the screams start from you, and there's like this weird moment where confusion sets in, because like it starts with cheering, and then as they see these writhing faces that almost like look as they're getting larger as they come out of your mouth and start reaching out to the crowd, the screams of like joy and cheering turned into screams of genuine terror as like groups of goblins and humans and dwarves start clawing over each other to try and get out of the room, terrified that they are about to be devoured. The next group of people are the kobold thrall servants.
Wait, so Tavro, why are we screaming?
Who you're able to see
Don't
are
worry
like,
about
they are caught off guard, but they don't lose themselves. They like, you see there's a look of like quick panic of like, oh shit, do we have to do something? But then they see the chaos in the room. They see you just screaming and having fun, and they shrug and they're like, fuck yeah. And then the last group of people is, you see 2 Cambions in this room. And that is... One of them was actually, you recognize as Delancre, the one that Kai was kind of like sparring next to on the training dummies. And both of them, like, the 2 Cambions, they're across the room from each other, but they do both give you kind of like an appraising look, and they are clearly enjoying watching the riot that you have now caused, because out of the maybe, I'm gonna say like 65 people in these gardens, like a solid 55 of them are now screaming in terror and clawing their way through each other to try and get out. So as you and the band continue performing, you see as groups of people just break out into fighting so that they can try and get out of the gardens first.
Yeah, and like once like the actual shriek finishes, like using thaumaturgy, I just go scream. And
They're
as I do that,
screaming.
yeah, and as I do that, I want to throw the Spear of the Legion so that it explodes just above people's heads. Like, not so that it hits them, but like just so
Okay,
there is an
I
explosion
thought you
in
were
the
about
audience.
to say you caused this mosh pit where people are like, this is the most dangerous mosh pit you've ever seen. It's like a mosh pit where people are taking out daggers and stabbing the people they run into. And I thought you were just about to fucking throw your spear in there and
Nope.
kill everybody.
I was
That'd be
considering it,
interesting
but
way
nope.
To kill all these people.
Yeah, so you toss your spear in the air, and it's this explosion of fire and lightning just above their heads as like the rioting continues, but you gain the attention as they all look up to this holy fire and lightning raining down from above them, and then it just sucks back into your hand. You let out another normal scream, and like now it turns into a few seconds as they all like collect themselves. It stops
It lasts
being
for a minute. It lasts
Does-
for a
Okay.
minute, I will say.
Does Clara see the firework of the spear?
No, what you do is you feel an eruption on the floor beneath you because you have now gone up to your room on the second floor, and you just hear a massive explosion and you feel the floor shake and tremble beneath you. And you can all, like, those of you who are upstairs just hear screaming, like violent screaming coming from downstairs. There's clearly a large-scale battle going on the first floor. And over the next
See, I was gonna
minute...
say.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if Clara had seen a firework, she would have gone and started contributing by throwing exploding things into the sky. But if she was in,
She didn't see.
You
Please
didn't
tell me she didn't
Exactly.
see.
no, she was
Grenades in the
indoors.
riot. Grenades in the riot.
She was indoors in her bedroom, so she just kind of was like, "Okay, the party's going on, but I am sleepy because I'm a little drunk."
A little.
Fair. But yeah, so
And
over the
ladies
next
and gentlemen,
minute...
that's the story of Slipknot.
But yeah, so over the next minute, as like people come to their senses, you have now created a true Rakdos mosh pit. As the band is playing behind you, you let out these various screams and whoops, and even though it's not the like magical scream, like the visage still has these like pallid-faced worms coming out of your mask and like screaming along and like almost creating this strange guttural distorted harmonic every time you speak. The mosh pit is violent, people are dying, and it all seems to be in good fun. Welcome to the Rakdos.
Yeah, and then just one last thing. After a minute, after that minute ends, and I can feel like the magic, like holding over them fade. I just want to like take that keg and like put it on its side so it can like roll and like kick it so it rolls into the audience.
It has alcohol in it, right?
Yeah, it's full of alcohol.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see we're doing a Shrek.
So you see as like you kick the keg in, it kind of shatters on the ground, and you see as the booze starts leaking out, and one of the other like mages on the stage who's been performing with you kind of like puts out their hands and starts like moving them back and forth, almost like in this strange dance, and you see as the alcohol starts to rise into the air and separate itself out into little shots. That one shot ends up above all of the surviving members, and just a shot is poured into their face as the Rakdos Blade Juggler casts Shape Booze.
Shape booze.
So
Firebolt.
after your kind of like one song, you step off, you watch the rest of this, the band performs for a while. It's honestly a pretty fucking great show. You started them off really strong and they keep the momentum going. The crowd thins out a little bit as people get too injured to continue and kind of like get dragged out. You see some of like the kobold servants off to the side like healing up people on the outskirts, and as they get healed up, they run back into the mosh pits. It is like true chaos, and you get like multiple people as you step off the stage like come up to you, and it's a toss-up of whether they like pat you on the back, hand you a drink, or punch you in the face, but all of it is clearly like in recognition of talent and belonging amongst
Ah,
the
yes,
Rakdos.
talent. Luxury.
It's all just some good fun.
How many people just died?
Out
Some.
of the I'm gonna stick with 65 people in the room. About 10 are dead. 20 or so
God.
are like severely injured, but being treated by like the kobold medics, and some of them were injured, but apparently they didn't deem like a missing eye to be enough to get out of the mosh pit yet.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
What's your alignment?
Lawful good.
Not
Oh,
anymore.
no,
I don't think
no,
it
not
is.
good, not good. I'm sorry. I fucked up. Lawful neutral.
Okay, that's more, that's more in line.
No,
His
I've
alignment's
I've never-
changing
I've
in
never
real
been good.
time.
There was no part of that performance that was lawful.
He is
Hey.
following the law of the Rakdos.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Oh, really?
Survival
What do
of
you
the
mean
fittest
you
is
didn't
still a
do
law.
anything?
Hey, while everybody is scared out of their goddamn minds, let me throw my weapon directly at them so it's just close enough to scare them even more.
Yeah.
It was a good performance. All right, so
He's an entertainer.
other than the accolades and people kind of going crazy for this, is there anything else, Kai and Tavro, you would like to do before you head up for the night, as it is now getting pretty late?
Just watching the performance, Kai is thinking to himself, you know, I really don't understand people that like this kind of music. You can't even understand the lyrics.
He
That's it.
feels himself
goes to bed.
wince in another life.
Yeah. On a completely unrelated note, Abaddon gets a chill running down his spine for half a second.
In another universe, I think I just did something terrible.
But yeah, so kind of the performance ends. Yovas comes up to you, Tavro, slaps you on the shoulder, and goes, "Perform with us anytime."
I'm
And
glad
then-
that one big group didn't just pass. That would have fucking sucked.
Yeah, no, like it would have been like disappointing if they had passed. It would have been one of those things where like I don't know. We would have seen. It depended on
Yeah.
the rolls, but. No, you did a good job, and it kind of fits that the two politically significant people and the kobold thralls were the only ones who were able to succeed on the fear effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you would like to do before calling it a night, waiting for your new armor and experiencing some stuff?
Nope.
All right. As everybody heads up back to the slumber party room, and makes their way, due to a mix of exhaustion from battle, exhaustion from performance, exhaustion from out drinking a slew of Rakdos, you are all...
Clara's just snoring louder than ever heard in your life when you guys walk into the room.
Fox
Great.
has a few spells he's casting.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
as
say,
the
I thought he-
doctor walks in as you walk in on the doctor looking in drunken awe at things.
Honestly, I feel like they don't even get there that much later. As Fox is mid-ritual, Escher comes in with the barrel and goes, "You couldn't have helped me." But yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, as Fox is just shirtless as he didn't know what to do, and it just continues doing different rituals. I'm assuming the riot is loud enough to be heard throughout.
Absolutely.
After the first ritual, I want to just like walk out into the hallway shirtless, flag down a kobold helper, and just be like, "Hey, if there's any chance that people die and their remains are unclaimed by, well, the estate, I would fancy to have a look at them or perhaps utilize them."
Very well, sir. We'll bring up any corpses after the performances are done for the day.
Oh
Thank
no.
you, thank you. And I'm
Fox
gonna
gets a
return.
fucking wagon.
I'm gonna return to the ritual castings.
Yeah, what
I
are
will
you
say
casting?
about 2 hours later, as things begin to wrap up, you do get a knock on the door. Like, the rest of the group has joined you by now, and whatever rituals and stuff you've done have completed. But about 2 hours later, you do get a rasp on the door, and they're like kobolds, literally with like, it's almost like a giant like bathing bucket, and you just see there's 6 corpses in it, and the kobold you asked earlier goes, these ones weren't claimed by anybody.
Thank you, thank you. These will work well. Is there any free rooms I'd be able to keep them in while I'm casting some spells?
And he kind of like looks down at it, looks in, and sees all of the stripped beds because Clara put all the sheets on the floor again. And he goes, if you're not using the beds, you can
No,
throw
no,
them
no,
there."
no, 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 no. We'll figure something out.
A closet would work.
Oh, gotcha. We can put them in the cold storage in the cellar if you want.
If you'll be able to do that, that way I can rest up before enacting some things.
Of course. Just if you really need them, you might want to go relatively soon. You never know. People get hungry. People get drunk. Go into the cold cellar looking for a snack. See a nice corpse there.
Give me 1 second as I run into Clara's bedroom and I look to see if she has a closet.
She has like, it's not a closet. She has a very large, very ornate mahogany gold inlaid wardrobe that could easily fit 3 or 4 bodies if you didn't mind absolutely destroying the beautiful woodwork and varnishing with a lot of blood.
Contemplations.
Think
Oh,
of the child.
Oh, the
Am I
things must
really
do
about
for
to
my art.
defile this beautiful piece of furniture for the sake of of servants? Of course I am. Go do it.
I'm going to take some of the bare beds and just stack them on there and find like a sheet and like cover them up. And then I'm gonna say after, this is after I did all my other rituals. I'm gonna then take an hour to go through and gentle repose each one as a ritual, just so they don't start decomposing and stinking up the room.
Very good. All
Hey,
right.
Zach.
So that's fast forwarded about
Zach.
2 hours. Let's go back. Yeah.
Just want to make sure. They're all dead, right?
Give me a medicine check.
I did. I got a 26.
One of them is not.
Damn it, Fox!
There is a elven woman who is very shallowly breathing. There is still a knife kind of like stuck, and you can see it still like lodged in the back of her neck. And she's completely still other than extremely shallow breaths.
Pull it out.
Did you
seal the
find
wound.
a living one?
Yeah, I immediately, as soon as I see that, pull the knife out, seal the wound. Regains 5 health.
If one of them's living, Fox will also immediately go and heal them and he's just gonna start commanding verbally an unseen servant to start writing a contract.
All right. Uh, so
Oh, this one's alive. Let me immediately make them a slave.
So you pull the knife out. Both of you immediately start like repairing and curing her, and you just hear as she like wakes up and starts coughing up blood. And like after a minute of like patting herself, coughing, and catching her breath, she kind of like finally like gathers enough of her surroundings where she's just able to look up and go, "What the fuck?"
I believe I have just saved you from a fate far worse than death. Consider yourself lucky. And, get out of here quickly.
Rejoice, you have been saved.
Run.
And she's just like looking back and forth between you two. Both of you can give me a persuasion check. I'm curious to see which one she sides with.
Clara would like to mumble in her sleep, like, "Oh, Jerry, don't put the worm in the pudding."
Go! Run! Get out!
Yeah, and she just looks at both of you. Like she can still see the healing magic kind of like on both of your hands, and she looks to you with like the genuine sound of like "get out of here fast" in your voice, and she just books it out the door.
Asher, how am I supposed to repay my debts if you keep sending all my patients away?
My patience, you were going to turn that one into a zombie. Or a skeleton, or whatever have you.
If my gentle repose failed, I would have realized they were still living and I would have saved them.
For a price.
Yes, everything has a price.
Being a doctor is its own reward sometimes.
You are
Kai just
an
chuckles
interesting one.
as she runs out the door, because I assume I'm there by that point. It's been like 2 hours.
Yeah, so all of you are in it during this series of events, and then we're gonna back in time a little bit for Naked Fox to get a pat down by Escher.
Well, he said I want to see what spells he's casting.
Yeah, so
Oh.
now that is established, that you are able to obtain 5 corpses that you gentle repose, and 1 elvish woman who you save. We're gonna move back to when you first head upstairs. It takes Escher a few more minutes because you do not help him carry up this keg of slime. And Escher's not exactly Tavro, so it does take him a little bit of extra time. It takes him a bit of effort to get it up the stairs.
And you know he has to keep coaxing Clara to keep coming.
Who,
Yep.
me?
Well, didn't you guys say, "Come on, little one," and like
I mean,
take
I
you
would've
to bed?
warned-
Fox pulled you up.
The keg is my priority.
But yeah, you
Thanks.
walk in to see Clara already passed the fuck out, and Fox just like down to his underwear and like maybe an undershirt. I don't know what you wear under your armor, Fox, but you strip down. You go to the
Nothing.
massage parlor. You strip down to your level of comfort, and you wait for Escher to come in. What are you casting?
Is it just those 2?
There's a couple. First, I'm casting Unseen Servant, which I'm just having him as a general, like help me around as I'm doing a couple things. Then I'm doing Detect Magic, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find where this scrying is, because I've used it as a service before, so I know usually it appears in a certain location. So I'm gonna see if I can specifically spot where it's coming from,
Fox,
like it chasing me around.
have you always been able to do that?
Yes.
The man standing behind you, the one with the kind of strange glowy shape like a humanoid figure. You can always do that.
I look where Escher's pointing, and is there anything there?
Your unseen servant.
It is an
Oh.
unseen servant, right? So it's not, you don't see it.
Yes, I do.
I'm confused.
Oh, I assume it's magic, right?
Yeah, it's magic.
So
Then I
you are able to see that there is magic behind him. That doesn't let you like fully make out a like humanoid.
Oh yeah, just like the general like kind of shape. Like I know it's there now. Is more the issue.
Yes, you are able to see the general presence of, I believe, conjuration magic.
Yeah.
Yes, the spirits of the dead can be willed to do different things for a little bit of magic. I always like to keep one around.
And this next ritual that you're preparing, what is this one for? I think I've
Seeing
seen
magic
you
with
use
my
this.
eyes.
Could you, yeah, actually, I wish to learn a little bit more about how you use this ritual. Walk me through it. Tell me how this works.
I'm just gonna like do like a whole illustration of all like the prayer circles, the using of all the magic coins, and a couple of different prayers and chants, and incense going around in a circle. It's just gonna end with Fox being like, and yes, you see, with all these things done together, I'm able to cast the magics without expending any energy of my own. It's helpful more than anything else. Save my energy for the more dire situations.
Could
And
you cast it then? I wish to see its
Yes.
effects on you.
And then we'll finish the ritual and cast it.
And so with you have detect magic up now.
Yeah.
And so your ritual has completed then.
Yes.
Then let's see. How can I do this? Hold on. I gotta check everything I have right now. Tell me, do I look any different to you now? And I'm gonna pop a guidance on myself, like and can he tell that I have that up?
Yes, he has detect magic up.
Okay.
Well, he can't tell like the spell, but as you
No, but
cast
he can-
that on, yeah, as you cast that on yourself, like he is able to. I believe that's divination.
Divination.
Magic? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you see as Escher kind of like begins just a little bit of Arcanum, and then you see an aura of divination, not nearly as powerful as the like multiple layers of divination magic that are currently enacted on you, but you do have like this blip of divination magic emanating from Escher now.
So, Fox, what? Tell me, what do I look like to you?
It glowing in this weird. It's honestly a little creepy. It sort of has. I've never seen magic have a pulse like that.
Huh. Yes, I was right. My theory, Fox, I'm correct. Do you know what this means?
Enlighten me.
While my physical form was a host to my colony, and they became the dominant conscious for a time earlier this day. When you were fighting that, what did you all call it? That mechanical creature?
Yes, the mechanical demon, the demon bot.
Sure.
Automata.
This automated demon that you were fighting. While the colony took over, there was a reason for it. Fox, they were hungry. It seems that they must have altered my innate biochemistry and caused mutations within some of my cells. How do I put this in your terms? I can see magic now. Physically see it. That's why your tattoos and whatever that thing is behind you has been glowing. I can see your magic.
You can just see it naturally.
It hasn't stopped. And that must be the ozone I smelled before. You said Clara used something with lightning, correct?
Yes, her magical apparatus spewed out lightning and the such.
That must be what it is. They're trying to get me to draw. They're trying to draw me closer to their food source. Genius. They're evolving. This is everything I dreamed of and more. Fox, you have no idea how much you've helped me, but Oh God, I also don't like what your tattoos are doing. But oh, okay, I have a lot to consider right now. This is enlightening, but oh my, wait, so that means those are magical. But wait, that means this is wait, oh my, wait. Fuck, there's a lot of magic with us then.
To add on,
Yes.
this entire mansion is emanating magic.
just looking around, and his face just kind of drops and goes, "Oh my, wait."
Okay, so this is going to be really specific, but did any of you all watch Invader Zim?
Yes.
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 There's an episode where he makes the germ goggles and you can just see everything
Yep.
covered in germs.
That is basically what you see. They're like, you're able to focus on each other, and that makes it a lot easier. Literally everything here is covered in at least a bit of magic, and it almost like melds together in the background because it's so consistent.
Oh
You mean
my.
the boys are stripping and tripping balls, seeing magical patterns all over the room?
I'm happy Clara's sleeping.
Brian, yes, that's exactly right. And he just immediately starts taking things off of him and throwing him at on the floor and starts inspecting everything that's like in his inventory more carefully now, and like is just going through everything, just going, oh, oh my, okay, all right, oh no, okay, and just digging through everything he has, trying to pick out what's magic. Also,
Kai and Tavro, you enter the room to find Fox already naked and Escher frantically stripping and throwing his clothes on the ground.
he just
as-
turns around
as
and goes, "Pick up
Escher's-
everything."
As Escher's stripping all this stuff, Fox has returned to the magic circle, pulled out an inkwell, and started writing out on a piece of paper like hot cross bun on the floor, surrounded by candles and with incense burning.
What the fuck?
Hi, what if we just walked into?
I mean, I guess it was only a matter of time until they were kind of naturally attracted to each other, but I'll leave them to it.
You two, empty your bags on the floor now.
No.
Are
Trust
you
me.
robbing us?
No, I have to check them. I have to make sure we're not in danger.
I mean, we generally are.
This is
Think of where we are right now.
different. Oh, how do I explain?
I'm gonna. Tavro's gonna start slowly taking things out of his pouch, look over at Kai, and just go.
Also, I figured this is the point where I will just throw the context out there. Last level up, I took a feat that now I basically have detect magic up permanently.
Ah.
That
I
is.
think I remember seeing that one. It's fun.
It's
Arcane Sight, baby.
Eldritch Adept.
It's just detect magic at will, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. So I'm basically saying that I always have it up at will as long as I'm conscious. Because it's not me that's kind of procking it, I guess.
The only
Right.
thing to note there is if you concentrate on a different spell, this does pause.
Yeah.
Because it is still concentration, even though it's at will.
Yeah, exactly. So like, because it's basically the colony is always looking for food until I tell it to do something else.
Yep.
It's kind of how I'm explaining it.
Sounds good.
But right now I do have it up. So if Tavro starts pulling stuff up, does he have anything like magic on him that we might not have known about?
At the end of last session, I sent you a direct message, Vinny, for
I think you did, yeah.
all unidentified magic items in the party. I didn't bother sending you all of the identified stuff that people are already actively using, because I'm just going to be, like, as you ask them to show it to you, they're just going to say that they already know what it is and what it does.
So, okay, yeah, so, like, as he starts picking through their stuff, he kind of motions the two of them away and goes, "You two are okay, but it's Gideon that I'm more interested in."
Yeah, I don't think I have anything magic that is not known to the party.
I mean, I have a Mr. Taz coin, but I think the rest of us have that too,
Yeah.
don't we?
Once
Yeah,
again, things that you
yeah.
didn't know were magic.
Yeah, like I'm looking for anything because so basically
Or if there was any magic on there that we didn't know about.
You were told it was a way for you to get back to Taz. You could try to identify it for more information, but like you already know that it is a magical item.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm more looking for is Escher just realized that some of the things he's holding on him are magic, and he didn't know that before. So he wants to make sure you guys aren't holding anything that is accidentally magical too, that could be malicious.
I'd like to take out like the 2 lotus blooms that I have left.
The what?
At risk of violating a copyright, they are magic. Magically delicious.
Yes! I knew it!
Are they actually magic?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're pastries.
So yeah,
Oh, I
if,
thought you literally meant you had like a flower on you.
No.
So-
No,
I have
if he-
pastries.
No, this is a fucking magic setting. If he had an actual lotus bloom, that would be by far the most powerful artifact any of you would have ever encountered.
Well, yeah, because you said at risk of copyright. I thought you were going. You just didn't want the Pinkertons on you.
No,
yeah,
at
that's what
risk
I
of
thought too.
copyright for the fucking Lucky Charms slogan.
Jesus. Well, I guess then just looking through you guys, is there anybody who kind of like wouldn't consent to a magical pat down?
I'm sleeping.
Yeah, not you.
I'm
Yeah, I
going.
would say I'm not going to let you just like go through every item in my bag, but like I can open it and let you peer inside. But you're not.
Yeah, that's more of what it is. He would be like, tell me what's magic in here, and I'll tell you if you're right.
I literally don't have anything other than baked goods, Mr. Taz coin, and stuff that's strapped to me.
Yeah, so like you I expected.
I think my only magic would be Maralathea, my tattoo, and the dagger.
Yes, I think you two are all right. I've already had quite a good look at Fox, and other than those horrendous tattoos, then he seems to be okay. Clara, I'm not even going to begin to delve into what could be on her. Gideon, however,
Yeah, I will say that Gideon consents to letting you check out her stuff, and you do find,
Ye-
amongst
When-
his
I know
items,
what he has.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I found the message.
Do you mind sharing with the party then if you're doing this openly?
How? Gideon, does Gideon know that the jewelry he's been wearing on his hands is quite magic? It's simply radiating with arcane energy.
I don't know if Gideon knows that, man. Did Katie pay attention? You tell me.
I don't know. But it could be worth considering that if it's something that the rest of us didn't know about, we should ensure it's not malicious. I'm only worried because Fox, these are also magic, and as Fox is in the middle of his little ring, Escher slides him 2 black knives that he got from the weird non-Euclidean tavern we broke into. I told you we should have taken that table.
Hey, I was
Fox
on
is just
board.
gonna like stop his like guttural chanting that's been going on, Gregorian chanting that's been going on this whole time. Look over at Escher, just hold up one finger, and then turn back and resume his Gregorian chanting.
If anything, that proves to me that we made the right decision and maybe took too much from that area.
Are we talking about the place that like beckoned to like follow it
The
or
place
whatever?
that had the 4 and 5 corners at the same time.
Yeah, the one that had an SCP in the corner.
Yeah. A square room with 5 corners.
There. That one. I took 2 of the knives off the table because we couldn't take the whole table, and those knives are magics, and that seems like something he'd be interested in. And that stuff seemed malicious, so that's kind of why I was like, I don't know, I want to make sure we don't have anything else dangerous on them.
Fox is
I
gonna
could have told. I
finish.
think I did tell you a long time ago that those are dangerous.
More dangerous.
We can have the little one identify them with her little toy. But for now, I have written out this contract for our terms of service with the matron of this household, if you would all mind taking a look at it. And as he hands over this piece of paper that's been written on with illusory script, at the top it says, "This is an encoded message. We have been being scried." And it's gonna say a few more things, but that's the main gist of it.
Completely comprehending that thought, Kai is still going to say out loud, Fox, have you learned anything about making
That's not
He's
me, right?
doing
Nobody
it.
got that.
No, I didn't get
He's
that.
doing
So-
it.
Robot.
So Kai slowly becomes a vessel for the Eldritch God.
What?
We couldn't hear any of
y-
that.
You became
got
real
robot-y.
distorted.
Oh, sorry. Just continue without me.
Yeah, we can hear you fine now.
Fox, how did you become aware of this information?
Multiple sources, multiple things, multiple spells,
Spells?
my skills. And the fact is, there might be many interested parties within the binds of this contract who could have had some influence over its determination. I do not know exactly any way we could figure out all those parties involved, but
Is it possible that you could point to the origin of the problem?
so with the detect magic, did I see the little orb from scrying?
Give me an investigation check with advantage, or Arcana check with advantage, either one.
Escher really just said, show me on the Fox where they scried you.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
It's strange. You know that with a detect magic, if they can see you, you should be able to see where the orb is, like being able to sense the magic. No matter what you do to try and find it, you simply can't. There's something unique about this. If there is an orb, somehow it is being, which it is scrying, so there's something, but somehow it is completely hidden from your detection.
I would put that then in the illusory script then, just a note of precogs unlikely. I could not find the source of the scrying.
Could I just kind of point to that line in the script and say, who would be the issue then?
And then Fox is just gonna sort of like scratch his arms along where the tattoos, like along a line of it, and then just say, Clara, probably.
Curse my high wisdom. Understood. And how did you learn about the cause of this ailment? I am a doctor, after all. I might be able to help.
Some of it's common knowledge. A good chunk of it's Clara.
Her? Really?
She has her little device is quite useful actually in casting an assortment of spells that I was not taught in my time at the Orzhov.
She just starts snoring really loud.
Zach, do you still have to get off at 9?
Yeah, I was about to say, I know we're a little bit in the middle of things, but I do have to wrap up in a minute.
Okay, my question would be then I can kind of cut some of the RP stuff short. Escher's got a high wisdom. He could probably find. He would be able to find. It would take me a few minutes, but he'd find a way to word it. That I just want to know exactly what Clara told him. Is there a way he could transfer that whatever she told him regarding the nature of these effects to me? Is that possible?
I will write another illusory. I will. So I will literally, I believe, what's it? Encode thoughts.
Mm-hmm. With the memory
Allows
of
me
her
to
saying
take
it.
a message, or literally of the memory of her like doing that whole identify. I'll just like pop it out of my head and stick it into yours.
Okay. So Zach, is it safe to say I know the nature of all the spells affecting him?
Yep. What we said earlier in the session
Okay,
of those
cool.
3 spells, their levels,
That's-
and their types, and schools of magic, you have that now.
Perfect. Then, Zach, the last thing before you go that I want to do, because I'm going to need your judgment on this, is Escher's eyes kind of go wide. He just looks to Fox and goes, messing with a... And he just quietly says, messing with a soul is dangerous.
Oh, that's what the other one is for. As I point to another illusory script I have written out, which looks like gibberish to Escher.
Give me your hand.
Sure.
Zach, what were the spells you said were cast on him?
Scrying. Scrying, Contact, Elder Influence,
Mhm.
and fuck, what was it? It was
Soul
something
Bind?
Soul.
Or something.
Claim Soul.
Claims,
Soul.
yeah, Claim Soul. That one. So you said Claim Soul was a 4th level necromancy spell?
Correct.
I take Fox's hand in mine, and I kind of just whisper under my breath, ah, well, time to feed. And I drop this at 4th level. And I dispel a 4th level spell.
You do successfully dispel it. And then you see as like the necromancy that is on Fox disappears. And then a few moments later, it reappears.
Oh, that's not good.
And I think that is where we're going to end the session.